go and then the
What was
point.
it you cooked first of all? It was wanna cry. What was the wanna cry?
Wanna cry.
What was that comment? Because I was thinking, I'm not sure if I want to cry. Not yet.
That's the cyber attack from this weekend.
Oh
And
gosh,
this
yes.
morning, yeah, when I opened my Gmail and it said this site is not available, I think, oh my God, I got the virus.
Oh, really? Yes, because that was really awful. I mean, I read about it because they targeted the National Health Service in Britain and it caused unbelievable chaos. People were
Yeah.
not knowing, they were having operations cancelled, there were extra, it was just unbelievable. And I think it was a less effect in the US because somebody actually found a very clever workaround, which wasn't in time for some of the attacks in Europe, but I think helped save a lot of people in the US. But yeah, that was awful.
Yeah, even in Indonesia, in Asia, it is also a
Yeah,
chaos.
I think it was a global attack. It was terrible. So, and I mean, we've been reading a lot about how elections are being tampered with by various cyber attacks. But this is really even worse when it's attacking everything all over the world. Now,
Yeah, and it's still going, now. So that's
um,
why be careful.
yeah, I haven't had time yet to look at the news, but yeah, I, I, I looked at a few recipes this morning, and that was it. So, okay, it looks like at the moment you're the only one here apart from Lynn. Is that right, or am I missing something?
Yeah, and Shiny doesn't here isn't here. I wonder because she is online and she Shiny.
I did. Yes, I did see Shiny was
Uh-huh.
lurking in the background, hiding, but I don't see her appear
Online for invoice.
online. Yes, so maybe she's there incognito. Do you know that word, incognito?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Okay, so would you like to read your correction that Lynn's posted on the screen?
Okay. Good job, April. I shouldn't read that. Okay. Nicola is a final year science student. She has her final exams, so she has to read a lot of books and studies night and day. To stay awake, she drinks a lot of coffee, and to make life easy, she eats a lot of pasta. It's easy to prepare, isn't it? However, she knows that she needs to take a break from time to time. Then she will watch TV or listening to music. Oh, not to the music. She has a lot of classical LPs which she plays on her gramophone or record player. In fact, music is one of her hobbies, and sometimes she plays guitar with friends. That's really good fun. Photography is another of her hobbies. She often drives to an interesting place and takes a lot of pictures. Would you like to meet Nicola? She's a nice girl and she likes to dress casually. But I have to warn you, don't smoke in her presence. She really hates that. Note, I had to rewrite the photography part, mentioning that she wears a casual outfit to go to take photographs was just strange. It might have been relevant if you had mentioned something about how she usually dresses earlier. Shiny, are you there?
So,
But
okay.
I mean,
So,
what is that? If I want to say you want to you want to go jogging, so uh, you take your jogging clothes or your jogging outfit And I want to say that, but not for jogging. Something that easy, that something not really for go to school, for example, just for a relaxed moment. What is that for outfit?
I suppose you might call it informal dress. I think in a formal situation, so if you were talking about the difference between what you would wear in the office and what you would wear maybe outside of the office, you might talk about business dress and informal dress. Now, that doesn't mean a dress as a woman would wear, because dress can be used to mean how you are dressed. Yeah, so in a bank, for example, we used to have Fridays where it was informal dress or informal clothes, which would mean that usually we weren't allowed to wear jeans because that's very informal. But you might also talk about smart casual. Casual clothes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If we talk about a casual jacket, again, that means it's a jacket, but it's not the sort of jacket that you would wear to the office for guys, for example. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
If it literally was sports clothes or training clothes, but usually, yes, you might wear those if you actually plan to go running. But sometimes people would wear them at home just to slob around.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, that one, yeah.
I did that last night. I came back from my hike and I wanted to get changed and I thought, oh, I'm not going out anywhere. So I just wore some like leggings, yeah, which I wouldn't wear if I was going out.
I do that almost every day.
Yeah.
I like that. It's so easy.
Yes, that's right. So you have actually described really well oh gosh, I've gone and got rid of the picture, so I can't see it for myself now. You've talked a lot about April, the character, okay, what she was doing, what she likes doing, from what you've seen in the picture. So, what about how you would actually describe the room in the sense that, okay, she's given away quite a lot about herself, but how would you describe this room?
It is a small room and very messy.
Very messy, yes.
Lynn doesn't agree with me.
I mean, so untidy that I wonder how she actually finds anything.
Yeah, but
I mean,
that is the most of a student, I think.
Yes, maybe. I mean, she's even got all the doors open to her cupboards. Yes. So, what other things would you think this gives away about her character?
She is not very tidy,
Okay.
I think.
So, what is the word to say if somebody is not tidy? You can make this quite easily when you put something in front of the word as a clue. Okay, she's untidy.
Untidy. Untidy, okay.
Yes. You could even call her a bit of a slob. Now, this is more casual English. What is a slob?
Slob is, we have that word also, but I'm not sure if it is the same. It is, more than casual. Yeah? So, really informal.
Yes, but I'm thinking of a slob as also meaning lazy.
Ah, really? Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
She's a slob. She's lazy so she's not really, well, it goes along with being untidy, yes, because she can't be bothered to put things away properly. Yeah. What else how else could you describe being lazy or untidy? Other words that mean those things.
Careless.
Yeah.
Untidy, careless, undisciplined, maybe. No.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yes, you could say that. Disorganized.
Disorganized. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easy. Take it easy, or what is it? Another.
Well, to take it easy, you don't have to be lazy for that. To take it easy is you just relax, and maybe you have been very stressed, hardworking, and then you want to take it easy, put your feet up and have a rest. So that doesn't really go with this unless, well, she takes it so easy that she doesn't do anything to tidy her room. Yeah.
What about idle, Marianne? Is that kind
Idle,
of lazy?
it is. And I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, it's another word for lazy. Idle seems to me to be perhaps less strong as a word. It means, yes, lazy, but perhaps a more mild type of laziness, because obviously you've got different strengths of words, if you get me. So idle means neither busy nor not busy. It's like an engine that is idling. So it's actually switched on, it's ready to go, but it's not actually going anywhere.
Ah,
We talk
okay.
about the engine is idling when it's just ticking over. Yeah. And in fact, if you're just ticking over, it's again, you're just running, but not at any fast, you're ready to go, but not actually moving anywhere. Yeah. So idle, but if we talk about an engine idling, yeah. Is there anything else that you can say about her character then, from what you can see in this room?
Let's see. She likes pasta
She likes pasta, yeah.
and drinking coffee. A lot of coffee there. She likes photography. I see the camera there.
Yes.
And
the camera, can you comment about the camera? In fact, can you comment about the time this picture may have been taken? Because it's a bit weird, don't you think?
Yeah, the film.
Yes.
Yeah. How do you say it? A film roll?
Yes, they're
film
film
roll. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And what else is a bit weird?
It is from. I still have that, Marianne. So unused.
Yes, me too. And I threw them away at the weekend when I was in London. I found a whole load of rolled film, and I just threw them away. I thought it'd be impossible to find anywhere to actually develop them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I thought, and also they're quite old, so the chemicals, some films don't last that long. If you look at the sell-by date on the packet, you usually find when you buy them, they only used to have a date that was about 2 or 3 years. So the film I had was very old, and I just thought not worth even trying because the results might not even come out. So unfortunately, they had to go in the dustbin. What other sign can you see in the room that makes you think this might be a picture taken some time ago? It's right in the middle of the picture. You see it? And there's a big silence. Does that mean that you've gone?
Sorry, Marianne. My speakers is dead. Dead.
Okay, well, Shiny, yes, we were just talking about the film, the roll film, yeah? Or rolls of film.
And footage, is that also the word?
Footage is, you would talk about footage of movie film that has been taken. So it's actually been taken, and it's perhaps a clip, and they would talk about, there was some footage we had to edit out because it wasn't appropriate or something like that. So footage is to do with film, and it's movie film as opposed to photography.
Not this camera.
Not
film.
this type of camera.
Okay.
This type of film, no. But there's another quite obvious sign in the middle of the picture. At least I think so, because it looks like, well, I think it's a television, but maybe I'm wrong there. But it looks like one of those old-fashioned televisions, maybe a portable. Yeah. Well, nowadays, of course, apart from the fact I don't think many people use portable TVs, yeah, it could be retro, Lynn, I suppose. But I wonder, yeah, I suppose you could buy on eBay or in an antique shop a portable TV set like that. But nowadays, of course, people would use what would they use instead?
Do you mean with the thin flat screen?
Yes.
Do you think that this one is retro because I still have that. I have two of them.
Okay.
So I'm still retro.
Right. Well, yeah. Shiny. I don't know. Did you ever have a TV set like the one in the picture? Shiny, did you have?
Pardon?
Did you ever have a TV like the one that is in the picture?
Yeah, about 15 years ago.
Yes, that
I don't have
exactly.
TV now.
Yeah. And because I don't watch TV, I actually, oh gosh, maybe I had a TV set 20, 30 years ago like that, but you would expect it 20, 30 years ago. And for a while I had a computer screen that I could switch over to be a flat screen TV. And this was back in the days when flat screen TVs were actually not yet very common. So in a way, I was in advance of my time, but it was only because I watched TV so infrequently that I couldn't be bothered to have a TV as well as a screen for my computer. It was laziness. Okay, so Shiny, I'm glad that you're here. Now, this is where I'm going to have to flip over. I want to ask you to read Monique's comments, if I can find them. Yes. I think, right, I found it.
Before that, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
Ask.
Ask.
Because Lynn corrected my pronunciation about ask, so I have to correct my pronunciation again. Okay. There's one reason that I don't watch and I don't have TV anymore, because we have to, even if you don't watch that channel, there's a channel, it's provided by national national. How do I say that? The national
network. National network.
National network. I mean, a channel, a TV channel is made by, you know, nation.
Yeah, like the BBC. The BBC is, if you like, the national network of Great Britain.
Yeah.
It has some independence, but it doesn't because it's funded from the government and the license fees, which is a tax, which is collected. But as opposed to the commercial channels that get all their money from advertising. Yeah?
Yeah. And do you pay for it? I mean, if you don't watch it, you pay.
Yes, you pay by virtue of the fact that you have a TV, and so it's expected that you are watching the national channel, and so you pay regardless of whether you watch that particular channel or not.
Really? Oh.
Whereas the commercial channels like Sky and these, you have to pay for as well, I think, but you're paying extra and it's different. But I'm not the best person to talk to about TV channels because, as I said, I don't watch TV, and I never explored the additional channels in the UK, or here in France. I don't have a TV here either.
Okay, but because I thought that it only happened in Japan.
No, I think it happens in France too, because I used to get these very irritating letters from the French government because they couldn't believe I didn't have a television in my flat here in Nice. So I had a collection of about twice a year they would send out a letter, and I only received these in one great big huge pile a few months ago. So I've sent them a letter to say, no, I have no TV. So let's see whether they will take any notice. But again, in France, I think it's the same as in Britain, where they have their government channels, and then you still have to pay regardless of whether you watch them or not.
Is that okay? You just say you don't have TV and you don't have to pay, because they don't send us a letter. They come to our house.
Yeah. If they didn't believe it, they might come and check. It's difficult. I don't know how far they go to the door, but I know from a long time ago they were able to actually detect if there were any signals, which is fine if you live in a house, but if you live in a block of flats, it would be almost impossible, I think, for them to be able to so easily check. But they have the right to come and knock on your door to see if you have a TV, I think. But again, I think usually if you write and say you don't, most people wouldn't lie because they might be afraid that they might come and check in person.
Would they sue you if you like them?
Yes, they would fine you. We used to have advertisements on the television. I remember when I was a kid that used to say that you must pay your TV license, otherwise you will be caught and fined. And they used to have these vans that would come and detect the signals coming from your house. Now, as I said, easy if you live in a house, but many people in Britain do. And so then that means that people were warned that they would be fined if they didn't have their television license.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I think technology now is way ahead, and I'm pretty sure that they can find more easily than driving a van around in the streets. But if they can eavesdrop into your internet, then I'm pretty sure they can see whether you have a TV set or not in your living room.
Okay, at least I'm relieved now, because I thought because the way they do in Japan, they uh, threaten you to
Yes,
pay money.
yes. But I
They
suppose it's because there is a cost obviously involved in the transmission. And so the other channels are sharing in that. And so I think it's, to my way of thinking, it's quite acceptable that the government is charging, because the other channels are using their facilities. So it's sort of I mean, I don't begrudge them that. Yeah, I don't think it's unfair, because they're working together to bring the service to your screen. Yeah. Without the
Okay.
government, the commercial channels, I don't think, would be able to actually function so well. They have to use a bit of the infrastructure that is provided by the government, I think, in most countries. But I might be wrong on this, because, as I said, I'm not an expert when it comes to TV. Okay,
Okay.
Shiny, would you like to, Shiny, would you like to read Monique's
Yes.
description?
Okay. It's that.
First of all,
First of all, Nicola lives in a cluttered place. She has a lot of things, and her room looks untidy, messy. It seems that she lives in a studio flat. It makes me wonder what a typical day looks like for Nicola. In addition, I would say this place is her fortress. No one can get in there unless they have been invited. She does everything there. She likes coffee, so every morning she drinks a cup of joe. Of course, she's at college studying science. Nevertheless, she has other interests. For instance, she is passionate about classical music. While she is getting ready for college, she listens to Bach or Brahms. Her passion,
Brahms, Bach.
Brahms,
It's a
Bach,
Bach.
Bach. Thank you.
Yes.
Her passion for music doesn't stop there. She always plays guitar, and her friends say she is good at it. She has to read many books for her studies, but she also likes watching TV. Her favorite TV programs are fashion reality shows, which help her to come up with new ideas of what to wear, and because of this, she wears something different every single day. Photography is another of her hobbies, and taking snapshots with her old camera means a lot to her. When Nicola looks around at her studio, she knows she can do better. She wants to be a tidy person, but after a while, she realizes it is perfect because it has everything she needs. Most importantly, Nicola knows where all her stuff is, especially her car keys. They are always on the desk next to her driving lessons. It turns out there's no reason to change anything when it works perfectly.
Okay, very good. So this perhaps says a little bit more about her character, doesn't it? That, you know, she actually isn't as disorganized as we might think. There's a method in her madness. Yeah? It's a phrase that we can use where if somebody seems to be doing something in a strange way, actually, if we know them well, we might realize that they actually have a reason for doing it in their strange way. So there's a method in her madness. Yes. She knows where everything is. Okay. So I'm shuffling back now to have a look at we had, okay, if it ain't broke, fix it was the other phrase that actually I was thinking of that Lynn actually put. So it's like there's a place for everything and everything in its place. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay, if it ain't broke, ain't. What do you understand by that? It's not the most correct English, is it? It's something, if we say it ain't broke. It's really, I suppose it's a combination of are not and is not. It ain't broke. It's very typically, it's a phrase that is very typical in London. Your Cockneys, almost a caricature of their phrases is ain't. Yeah. So it's.
This word broke here, is it in the meaning of broken?
Yes, yes. So it's in very poor English, but it's English that is very typically spoken, particularly in London. They would say ain't for isn't or aren't, and broke instead of broken. A lot of English people don't speak very good English, and this is a standard phrase that is often heard. Yeah, that everyone understands, and in particular, this phrase, even someone who's well spoken might use it because it's almost like a classic phrase. Yeah.
What about he ain't happy? Is that I don't think it means that he is sick in the song, Marianne. He ain't happy. He's my brother.
He ain't happy. Is that?
Yeah. What is happy meaning here?
I don't know if it's in a song.
Yeah, it's a song.
I'm not sure because it could mean anything. But if he ain't happy, that suggests that he is not happy.
Ah, okay.
Yes. So if he ain't happy, he's not happy. And you have to watch out.
It's heavy, not happy. Heavy. He ain't heavy.
What the words are in? Oh, he ain't heavy. Is that what you mean?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. He ain't heavy.
He ain't heavy. Okay. So heavy could mean it weighs a lot, but I think in this context it might mean if you've got a person who is heavy, it might mean that they are very serious. They are, maybe very serious, maybe difficult to understand. So heavy can be physical, but it could also mean something in that sort of sense. But without knowing the words of the song, it's a bit difficult to work out exactly what it means there. Yeah.
I only know
if somebody
line.
is said to be, oh God, he's heavy. If I'm looking at a skinny guy, I might think, well, maybe they're not talking about his weight here. They might be talking about the fact that he's perhaps a complicated person. He's a very serious person. Yeah. So it's difficult to know without the context. Okay, so Lynn added a few additional phrases here. which again are revealing about Nicola from the picture. And we are talking about all of this in the present tense because we're looking at a picture and there's no time actually put there. Now, obviously, if it was a picture where it showed the room that she, no, we don't know what time it was. So it could have been that this is in the past, but without knowing this, we're just describing it in the present tense. So we can tell that she drives a car, the keys. She studies science. Why do we know that she studies science?
From the title of the books.
Okay, the books. She plays. Now, we can say the guitar, or we can say plays guitar. Both would be correct there. It's one of these strange, it's one of the few times where using the article or not using the article are both correct. She plays the trumpet, she plays trumpet. She plays the violin, she plays violin. Yeah. She listens to classical music. She reads magazines, she wears jeans, she drinks coffee, she eats spaghetti, she watches TV or television. TV, everyone knows to be television. She takes photographs, she takes photos. And photos, although it's a shortened form of photographs, it's not really regarded as, it's regarded as a word in its own right, even though it's a shortened word. Then you can also say that she likes doing these things. So she likes driving, or she likes to drive. She likes science. She's interested in science. She likes to play the guitar. She is learning to play the guitar. Do either of you play the guitar?
I have tried, but I can't. I still can't. I found it difficult to learn the notes. Not the notes, to read the music notes, Marianne. I've never learned that at school, so that's why I think I will try it because I like to hear guitar sounds, but it was too difficult. I can't start it again, and then there is another sort of music notes, but not like that, not like the classical one. I can't. I still have books, but that is only for guitars to play guitar. So they give not. They don't give the music note, but the how do you say it? If you have the grip of. So if you play guitar, you have to put your fingers on some strings. From the first row of the string to the third, for example. What do you say that one?
I'm trying to think. Actually, I know what you mean, but I can't think of how I describe it without going into a long-winded description. But I know exactly what you mean. They show you with a diagram where you have to put fingers on the strings to get the note. Yeah. So it's like a guide. Yeah. So you never tried to play by ear. Do you understand what I mean by play by ear?
No. It's.
Can you guess what you might? Can you guess from the words? You play an instrument, yeah. And what do you do with your ear? You hear the music, yes. So some people can't read music, but they have a very good ear. They can tell the sounds. So after they fiddle around a little bit, they can work out what the sounds, how they work. So some people can play the guitar, but they're playing by ear. And they can't read music, but they're very good at copying the sound.
Yeah. I think my brother did that. Yeah, because I don't think he has learned how to play guitar, but he can make music with the guitar.
Right.
But I found it is so painful for my top of finger.
Oh,
my finger
yes.
tops.
Yes, agony, agony. Especially because there are two types of guitars, yes? So which type of guitar, do you know which type you were trying to play?
You mean the electric guitar and the other?
No. Okay. The acoustic guitar
Okay.
has metal strings. The classical guitar has plastic or nylon strings, and actually the sound is a bit different. Now, I quite like the squeak because the acoustic guitar makes a bit of a squeak because of the metal. And I think this actually adds something sometimes to the music. The classical guitar has a slightly softer sound, and I don't think it's quite as painful for your fingers because the metal, obviously the metal strings can really make your fingers hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, mine was the acoustic one, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
with metal strings.
Yeah.
So you play guitar then, Marianne?
I tried to learn, but like you, I gave up. I could read music a bit, so that wasn't my handicap. It was just my fingers told me to stop. Yeah. So I gave up because I love listening to the sound of guitar music. So I thought it would be nice to play. Okay. So Shiny's made some quite interesting comments here. She's commented about a sign, please don't smoke in my room. So actually this is quite interesting because it might suggest that people come to her room sometimes at least, and also that she wears the same clothes. So let me have a look at the picture because I'm not sure about this. Is it that she wears the same clothes or she wears the same type of clothes? Is that what you mean, Shiny? Because she seems to have, yeah?
And it seems that she is interested in fashion, but look at her closet wardrobe. It's not very,
Yeah. It's
sense.
not very varied, is it? It's the same kind of clothes. It's not, if you say the same clothes, I'd be worried that she was wearing the same pair of jeans and same T-shirt every day. Yeah. So it's just to make it clear that actually she does have quite a lot of clothes, but they all look similar. Yeah. Maybe there are other colours. Yeah. Or if it's blue jeans, there will be maybe slightly different cuts. So the cut of your trousers. If we talk about the cut of the jeans, we mean a different shape, a different style of the leg. You might have flares. Have any of you ever worn flared trousers?
Flares is with a white opening?
Yes.
Okay, I had that in the past.
In the past, they were the fashion at one point, yes.
Yeah, and very, very white.
And Shiny, have you ever worn drain pipes?
I don't know what is drain pipe.
What is a drain pipe?
Drain
What
pipe.
would you think of if I just said the word without any context?
Very straight.
Yes, they're very straight. So the drain pipe, of course, is the pipe that takes your water out of your sink. Yes, and is very straight and parallel. Yes. So drain pipe jeans, flared jeans, straight, is probably more or less the same as Drainpipe. Yeah, Drainpipe tend to be quite slim fit. I always think of Drainpipes being very slim, whereas straight, there might be a little bit of give to them. Yeah, if we say if there's some give to your clothes, it means they're not so tight. Yeah.
I don't like the tight one. It is called also slim fit then, the tight one.
Yes.
Maria?
Yeah.
Okay.
And often the jeans material sometimes has, I think, sorry, I can't spell. Elastane. Yes, you took the word out of my mouth. So elastane, which is it makes it a little bit stretchy. Yeah, I've got the feeling. I'm trying to think. Yeah, the jeans I'm wearing at the moment have got a little bit of give to them. They're straight jeans. They're not drain pipes. They're fairly slim fit, but not too slim fit. They've got a bit of give to them. So I actually find them quite comfortable. Yeah. Okay. So where were we? We were looking at these sentences. Okay, so she enjoys reading magazines. She buys lots of magazines. Okay, so maybe she doesn't read them. She might be like me. I see a magazine, I buy it, and then sometimes it takes quite a long time before I actually get around to reading it. Do you do that, April?
Yes, that's true. Or
Yeah.
I only how do you say it? You only open the pages but without reading?
Okay, yeah. Sometimes you're just... Are you actually reading the headlines, or are you just looking at it for the pictures?
Reading the headlines no more normally.
Okay. So scanning and skimming, yeah.
Okay, scanning and skimming. Okay.
Yeah. So, and I also have a whole load of magazines that people have given me because they think I might find them interesting, and I never have time to really read them. Yeah. So my mother gave me some history magazines, which are very interesting if I skim or scan them, but I've never had time to actually read them. Yeah. Okay, so she buys or she enjoys magazines. She likes to wear jeans. Okay, she likes wearing jeans. She dresses casually. Okay, so this is going back to the point earlier about informally. Yes, dressing informally, she dresses casually. Jeans, well, there are places where you're not even allowed entry if you're wearing jeans. I remember once in the US there was some bar which you weren't allowed jeans. It's down to, again, what we call dress code. And however expensive the pair of jeans, they are not considered to be formal dress. She likes coffee, she drinks lots of coffee, she drinks too much coffee. She likes spaghetti. She often cooks spaghetti. Okay, and where was it? We've got here shiny. Is that spaghetti? It doesn't look like spaghetti to me. It looks like chips and vegetables. What is that you were making? Shiny?
Japanese? Is it Japanese shiny?
What Japanese?
The food
That
the
picture,
picture
yeah.
of the food that you've given.
Yes.
So what is it? Is it pasta? Is it spaghetti? Or is it vegetable?
It's vegetable. It's burdak.
Okay. Brutak. And what is
burdak?
burdak?
Is the root, kind
Okay.
of like carrots, but it's not carrots. I mean, it only grow roots, and you eat the roots.
Okay. But you don't know what the English name for that vegetable is?
I know burdak, burduck, burdocks, but I'm not sure is it right or
Okay.
not.
Okay, but burdocks, I think for us in Europe is quite unusual. I mean, I've heard of it, but and I've heard of it, in fact, as being something. And maybe it does grow in Britain, but I don't think we eat it there because. But I have heard of it. Yeah. So, and it's probably quite good for you. I know that sweet potato is particularly good for you, especially in comparison with ordinary potatoes. Yeah. Okay. Where did we get to? Okay, we got to spaghetti. So it's not really spaghetti. Yeah. What is spaghetti made from, Shiny? Do you ever eat
Grain,
spaghetti?
grain, grain,
Bran?
grain.
Grain. Okay. Yeah, it's made. I mean, most commonly it's just corn, which doesn't really have very much food value. Yeah. So it's like noodles, but we don't usually talk about spaghetti if it's made from rice flour. We're usually referring to it as being made from corn or maybe wheat. She likes to watch TV. She likes watching TV. She likes photography. One of her hobbies is photography. She likes taking photos. Yeah, so these are phrases that Lynn suggested that would be useful in describing this picture. Okay, so other than that, when it comes to vocabulary challenge, I still don't completely understand whether it is just writing about the picture or coming up with the words. Yeah.
Normally we just write the words that we see in the picture. Normally it is also with numbers. Number 1, for example, television. Number 2, here in this challenge there is no numbers.
Okay.
Normally, we have to write or to find the words for the picture, for every article in the picture.
Okay, I understand. So if we look at the picture, have you got the picture in front of you? Can you see the picture?
Yes.
So what furniture can you see in the picture?
I see the shelves.
Okay. Now, shelves. Yeah. So when it's one shelf, and it's a bit like the word elf, and you have elves. You know what an elf is?
Kind of fairy.
Yes, that's right. So when there are more than one, then it's elves. And the same with shelf. It's shelves.
Shelves. Yeah.
What else can you see as furniture? Okay, we've got bed, wardrobe.
Table.
Okay, now the table is quite interesting because it's a bit like a trestle table. Do you know what a trestle table is? The reason why I say that is because if you look at the legs of the table, yeah.
Like that, the one that you can fold. fold. You
Yes,
can
that's
fold. Yeah.
right. You can fold it, or sometimes it's just the frame and you put the top of the table onto the frame. So then we would call that a trestle table. Yeah. Do you get that, Shiny? So the legs of the table are not like legs that just go down, 4 legs on each corner. It could be a frame. Now, some tables, it's just that the legs of the table are formed that way. It's like a U shape with a flat part, and it's on the top. But quite often, it could be a folding table. Yeah. Yeah, like that. Well, yes, that might be a more classic trestle table. Yeah, they come in different forms. So I would call that a trestle table too, probably because the frame there, you just put the tabletop on top of the frame. So market stalls, quite often they would have these because you can dismantle them, and you can dismantle quite easily. Yeah. Okay, I see that we've just gone over time. We started a few minutes late. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, Marianne, the furniture where the television is there, standing there. How do
Yeah.
you call that furniture? Is that a dividing
Um,
shelf or?
Well, that's a good one because it's some sort of unit. It's a bit like, you have kitchen units.
Uh-huh.
It looks a bit like that. So, I mean, certainly if you were to look in an IKEA catalogue, yeah,
Yeah.
if you just Google IKEA, you would probably see some quite interesting names for this type of furniture. Okay, because there we don't know if it's a kitchen unit or it could be for the living room. But then they might call it a unit. They might call it a cube. If you look at Habitat as well, they sometimes give these names because I'm just having a look at the picture again. You could call it a work unit.
Yeah, a work unit. But sometimes if it is higher, you have to call it a bar? Or...
Yes, it could be a bar. It could be, a kitchen bar, and that would be higher. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In the kitchen, we sometimes have these, what we call an island.
Yeah, an island.
In the middle of the kitchen, and they are usually at the same level as the kitchen units, which actually are usually a bit higher than a table. Yeah, your kitchen units are usually a set height, but it's higher than a table because if you sat at it, it wouldn't be quite right for a chair. Okay, I think we should finish now, and I'm not quite sure about what happens for next week's challenge, so I'll wait on Lynn to give me instructions on that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay then, thanks very much. Bye-bye.
Answer the question.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
My last question is about these trousers.
Okay. They look to me to be what we would call culottes.
Oh, culottes. Do you see it often in your city?
No, they're mainly in Asia. Well, I mean, they do exist here, but I see them very often in Asia, in Nepal, in India, in all Asian countries. And then tourists buy them and then they might bring them back to wear at home, but not very often. I hardly ever see them here in France and certainly not in Britain. But in Asia, very commonly.
Because I saw Justin Bieber wore it, so I thought it might be, trendy in the world. No?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it depends on the climate as well. I have worn them, but not in Europe. It's the sort of thing which a lot of people will wear in Asia, but I would feel really silly wearing them here in Nice. Yeah. So, but they are very comfortable, and that's and especially if it's hot, because when it's very hot, you don't want anything really clinging, but they're comfortable, and also when you are in Asian countries, I know a lot of tourists do wear very short shorts and skimpy t-shirts, but actually culturally, local people are not comfortable with that. So it's a good way to wear something which is very cool in a hot country, but you're all covered up. Photos, please. Well, I'm not sure I have any photos of me wearing those sort of trousers. I'm sorry, Shiny. Anyway, I'll see you again, next week, and also Wednesday. Wednesday's time has changed to 5 p.m. and Friday stays at 3.
Okay, thank you, Marianne.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, Shani.
Bye. Bye, Paul.
Bye, Lynn.
Was lurking in the background, hiding, but I don't see her appear
online in voice.
Yes, so maybe she's there incognito. Do you know that word, incognito?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Okay, so would you like to read your correction that Lynn's posted on the screen?
Okay. Good job, April. I shouldn't read that. Okay. Nicola is a final year science student. She has her final exams, so she has to read a lot of books and studies night and day. To stay awake, she drinks a lot of coffee, and to make life easy, she eats a lot of pasta. It's easy to prepare, isn't it? However, she knows that she needs to take a break from time to time. Then she will watch TV or listening to music. Oh, not to the music. She has a lot of classical LPs, which she plays on her gramophone or record player. In fact, music is one of her hobbies, and sometimes she plays guitar with friends. That's really good fun. Photography is another of her hobbies. She often drives to an interesting place and takes a lot of pictures. Would you like to meet Nicola? She's a nice girl and she likes to dress casually. But I have to warn you, don't smoke in her presence. She really hates that. Note, I had to rewrite the photography part, mentioning that she wears a casual outfit to go to take photographs was just strange. It might have been relevant if you had mentioned something about how she usually dresses earlier. Shiny, are you there?
So, okay.
But, I mean,
so,
what is...
You could even call her a bit of a slob. Now, this is more casual English. What is a slob?
Slop is we have that word also, but I'm not sure if it is the same. It is yeah, more than casual. Yeah? So really informal.
Yes, but I'm thinking of a slob as also meaning lazy.
Ah, really? Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
She's a slob. She's lazy so she's not really, well, it goes along with being untidy, yes, because she can't be bothered to put things away properly. Yeah. What else how else could you describe being lazy or untidy? Other words that mean those things.
Careless.
Yeah.
Untidy, careless, undisciplined, maybe.
Yes.
No. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yes, you could say that. Disorganized.
Disorganized. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easy. Take it easy, or what is it? Another.
Well, to take it easy, you don't have to be lazy for that. To take it easy is you just relax, and maybe you have been very stressed, hardworking, and then you want to take it easy, put your feet up and have a rest. So that doesn't really go with this unless, well, she takes it so easy that she doesn't do anything to tidy her room. Yeah.
What about idle, Marianne? Is that kind
Idle,
of lazy?
it is. And I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, it's another word for lazy. Idle seems to me to be.
That if I want to say you want to go jogging, so you take your jogging clothes or your jogging outfit, and I want to say that, but not for jogging, something that easy, is that something not really for go to school, for example, just for a relaxed moment. What is that for outfit?
I suppose you might call it informal dress. I think in a formal situation, so if you were talking about the difference between what you would wear in the office and what you would wear maybe outside of the office, you might talk about business dress and informal dress. Now, that doesn't mean a dress as a woman would wear, because dress can be used to mean how you are dressed. Yeah, so in a bank, for example, we used to have Fridays where it was informal dress or informal clothes, which would mean that usually we weren't allowed to wear jeans because that's very informal. But you might also talk about smart casual. Casual clothes.
Ah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
If we talk about a casual jacket, again, that means it's a jacket, but it's not the sort of jacket that you would wear to the office for guys, for example. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
If it literally was sports clothes or training clothes, but usually, yes, you might wear those if you actually plan to go running. But sometimes people would wear them at home just to slob around.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, that one, yeah.
I did that last night. I came back from my hike and I wanted to get changed and I thought, oh, I'm not going out anywhere. So I just wore some like leggings. Yeah, which I wouldn't wear if I was going out.
I do that almost every day.
Yeah.
I like that. It's so easy.
Yes, that's right. So you have actually described really well the Oh gosh, I've gone and got rid of the picture, so I can't see it for myself now. You've talked a lot about April, the character, okay, what she was doing, what she likes doing, from what you've seen in the picture. So, what about how you would actually describe the room in the sense that, okay, she's given away quite a lot about herself, but how would you describe this room?
It is a small room and very messy.
Very messy, yes.
Lynn doesn't agree with me.
I mean, so untidy that I wonder how she actually finds anything.
Yeah, but
I mean,
that is
so
the most of a student, I think.
yes, maybe. I mean, she's even got all the doors open to her cupboards. Yes. So, what other things would you think this gives away about her character?
She is not very tidy, I
Okay.
think.
So, what is the word to say if somebody is not tidy? You can make this quite easily when you put something in front of the word. There's a clue. Okay, she's
Not
untidy.
tidy. Untidy. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Go and then the
What
point.
was it you put first of all? It was wanna cry. What was the wanna cry?
Wanna cry.
What was that comment? Because I was thinking, I'm not sure if I want to cry. Not yet.
That's the cyber attack from this weekend.
Oh
And
gosh, yes.
this morning, yeah, when I opened my Gmail and it said this site is not available, I think, oh my God, I got the virus.
Oh, really? Yes, because that was really awful. I mean, I read about it because they targeted the National Health Service in Britain and it caused unbelievable chaos. People were not knowing, they were having operations cancelled, there were it was just unbelievable. And I think it was a less effect in the US because somebody actually found a very clever workaround, which wasn't in time for some of the attacks in Europe, but I think helped save a lot of people in the US. But yeah, that was awful.
Yeah, even in Indonesia, in Asia, it is also a chaos.
Yeah, I think it was a global attack. It was terrible. So, and I mean, we've been reading a lot about how elections are being tampered with by various cyber attacks. But this is really even worse when it's attacking everything all over the world. Now,
Yeah, and it's still going, now. So that's why be careful.
Yeah, I haven't had time yet to look at the news, but I looked at a few recipes this morning, and that was it. So, okay, it looks like at the moment you're the only one here apart from Lynn. Is that right, or am I missing something?
Yeah, and Shiny doesn't here isn't here. I wonder because she is online and she Shiny.
I did. Yes, I did see Shiny